Hi everybody, Christian with UPSCO. I'd like to take a few minutes today and go over one of our latest offerings that we have. This is the Pegasus Electrofusion processor from Calvertech out of West Yorkshire, UK. What we'd like to cover today is what you can expect when you get your new processor and how to set it up for your individual needs. Okay, so we've got our new Pegasus unit. We're almost ready to go to work. Let's get it set up for what we're looking to do, which is natural gas distribution. So as soon as we open up our case, there's going to be a lot in here. The first things we want to be looking for, obviously, our owner's manuals. In these units, with every Pegasus, there's going to be two of them. First one that you're going to have is a supervisor's manual. This will be for everybody in management and supervisory positions. It'll tell them how to get into this unit and set all the settings. That's what we're going to cover today. Also in here is going to be the operator's manual. This will be strictly for your gas mechanics in the field. They'll be using this under a quick start run. We'll cover that in a little bit. Also with this unit, you'll come in here, you'll see, here's going to be your build sheet. This is going to tell you everything that Calvertech did over in the UK when they set this up just for you. We've got these covered. We'll put them safely back in this pouch. Also on this side, you're going to find your scanner. It does come disconnected. We'll cover in a little bit how we connect this to the port. Over here, we'll find the first set of leads. This is going to be our power lead, something a little different from most electrofusion processors. We felt that 30 amp twist locks were best left for marine and RV usage. So we put a standard 115 volt 3-prong plug on here. Should make everybody's life a little bit easier in the field. Second set of leads we're going to find here are going to be our fitting leads. These are going to be our connections to our electrofusion fittings. On them, you'll have your standard 4.0 and then your adapter for 4.7 millimeter fitting. That'll about cover everything in the box. Let's take a look at how we make it work. Okay, so now we're ready to fire up our unit. Let it walk through its paces. Let's see what it's going to tell us. So as soon as we fire it up, it's going to give us the version of software, serial number, the owner of the unit, how many voltage is coming in, and the hertz of resistance. It's going to give us the date and time. Then we're going to see when it's next due for calibration. This screen here shows us how much memory is being used. Here's our ambient temperature. Now it's ready to connect fitting. This is what's known as a quick start mode, so it'll go right to where it's going to connect fitting. But what we want to show you is how you can get in here and change some of those settings. So in order to do that, we're going to hit the kill switch here located on the front of the unit and power it down. Now in order to get into the supervisory mode, it's fairly simple. We're going to hold down the red and green button at the same time while we then power up the unit. We're going to wait for that screen to come up with the code. The code right now as a factory default is all zeros. So we'll simply hit this green button and scroll through all these zeros. Once we get to the last one, we hit it again. It's now going to ask us if that's the code we want. We're going to say yes. Now it'll ask us again for the code. And this is either a point in time where you can confirm that this is the code you want, or you can change this code for whatever your purposes may be. So just for demonstration purposes, let's change the code. Let's make it 1, 2, 3, and then all zeros. And as we scroll through, it's going to ask us again if that's the code we want. We're going to say yes. It's now telling us our code is the 123000. As soon as we've set that code, the next screen that comes up is going to be CalverSafe. CalverSafe is a data logging software that works off of a mobile device and a unit within this box that transmits that information. We'll get into CalverSafe a lot more deeply in another video. So for right now, I'm going to say, no, we don't want CalverSafe on. In order to do so, I'll hit the red X. Blue Box is also another type of data transmission software. It's not something we want to be running right now, so once again, I'll hit the red X. Now let's bring me over to Weld Badge. Weld Badge would be utilized if a utility has mechanics that carry a barcoded badge. This would allow the mechanic to scan their badge, input their own user data into the box for the day. We're not going to use Weld Badge though today. I'll hit the red X. 39.5 volt fixed. This is what we typically use if we're going to be using Fusematic or scan mode. The only time you wouldn't want your voltage fixed is if you were going to manually enter fusion parameters. So I'm going to say yes. I'll hit the green button. When I hit the green button to turn anything on, such as I am now with the 39.5 volt fixed, it's going to ask me to confirm it. I'll hit the green button again. This is a screen that'll show us operator, location, and reference. This is all data that the unit can compile and send back to supervisors. Not something we want to have on today, so I'm going to hit the red X. Repeat weld type. This would be utilized if you were manually inputting fusion parameters, and we're going to be doing very similar, if not exact, fittings all day long. This is not something that we will be doing, so we're going to hit the red X. Quick start on. For most supervisors, this is how you would want your unit to start. So your gas mechanic is able to just turn on the unit and immediately go to work without changing any of these settings. So I'm going to hit the green button for yes. And it will again ask me to confirm. Scan mode is something that everybody uses. This is how we enter our fusion parameters if we're not in a Fusematic scenario. This will also be able to pick up traceability. Keep in mind, in order for scan mode to work, as we covered earlier, you will have to have your scanner connected. So we'll say yes. And it'll ask me to confirm. Scanning location. This would be more data that you're able to capture should you want to. For our purposes today, we're going to say no. I'll hit the red X. Scan reference. Once again, not something we'll be using today, so we'll hit the red X. Traceability. This is becoming wildly popular these days. Some utilities will require it, some don't. You may or may not want to have this on. For today's purposes, we'll leave it off. Fahrenheit. Unless you're in Canada or the UK, we do use Fahrenheit. We will want that on rather than Celsius. We'll confirm it with the green button. Date was good, so we can hit the red X. The time was good when we started up. We can hit the red X. Now we've gone through all of those. Now that we've seen all of the options and screens, we can power the unit down. And don't worry, all of the changes that we have made will automatically be saved within the unit. Now we can power the unit back up, and it will be set to what we did before. It's going to go through its warm-up, and it's ready to start fusing as soon as we hook up a scanner. But now let's double check that our code is still the same. So we'll hold down the red and green button, power the unit up. You can see the code is all zeros. So if we go to 1, 2, 3, and all zeros, it's now going to ask us to confirm it. 1, 2, 3. And there's the code. And we're in again to make any alterations that we want to do.